Walk you through today's news. So yesterday the Fed announced their reaction to the current debt spiral in the world, and the reaction was as expected. We continue to create debt, we pump up a fake strength that is not there until we can. That is the design of the economy right now. So first of all, we have to understand debt markets now. The debt markets are much bigger than equity markets, and the smallest market is the crypto market. So let's understand the debt markets. That's why on this channel we will study macroeconomics, study the big macro experts like Raoul Pal and others, and we will share with you what we are learning. Then we will study the equity markets, because that's the second biggest, and then we will study the crypto market. In the crypto market, we will share our top 10 with you, and we will share live what we are buying, what we are selling. And we also have a newsletter. If you want to get direct email about when I'm buying, when I'm selling, subscribe to the newsletter with the link below, strategysprints.com. All right, let's see what happened since yesterday. In the last 24 hours, we had a rebound after the Fed speech. And there is good news, because if you are holding the top 10 that are in our demo portfolio, 4 of your coins are the fastest rebounders. And what does that mean? That's pure resilience, pure resilience. So Delphi Digital has even created a chart. Thank you, Delphi Digital. And you can see here, number 1, Avax. Number 2 is the orange one, Solana. Number 3, the blue one, Polygon, Matic. And number 4 is light green, Luna. Luna is our newest entry in the top 10. It's just 3 weeks in our new top 10 for 2022. And here we go. These are the 4 most resilient, fastest rebounders. That's one very important data point on your 10-point checklist that we share with you, and then that you can download on strategysprints.com if you don't have it. So in your portfolio, these 4 are, this is one data point out of 10, but it's one very important data point because it tells you they are resilient. When everything is against them, they're the first one to whoop, rebounds again. And that is strength. Strength is not being up all the time. Nothing is up all the time, and especially not in crypto. Crypto is sprints. Sprints up, and then consolidation, consolidation, consolidation. And then it's correction, minus 20%. And then it's consolidation, consolidation, sprint up, correction, consolidation, consolidation, sprint up, correction. This is the crypto world. It's not a linear line up. It's highly volatile, sprints up, consolidation crashes, sprints up, consolidation crashes. And short term, they're not predictable. Long term, we know where Bitcoin is going and we know where Ethereum is going, and then we can start betting where Solana is going. The rest is really just watching what happens. And one of the things that happens is the rebound from weakness. So here it is. So let's talk Avalanche, because there is really reason to have a good look at Avalanche. Let's look at one more thing, which is, so this was after Powell's speech, the rebound. And let's look at development activity, because one of the leading indicator to the lagging indicator price, so later you will know the price, but first you can watch where is the money going and where is the attention going. Now, number of developers put in their time. It's their equivalent of money. They put in their time to things that, according to them, have future. And they understand crypto because they build it. So when they say, I'm using Avalanche and I'm not using something else, they vote with their feet. So we always look at where do developers flock to, where do they go to, what do they vote with their feet. And the number of developers here, September, October, November, December, is heating up. a lot. This is not just growing, this is an exponential curve. And you know what happens when growth is exponential. Exponential growth versus linear growth, if you don't know it. Linear growth is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. This is when my kids ask me, how much is a minute? Yeah, it's 60 times. 60 times 1. Okay, that's linear growth, right? And then you have exponential growth. That's when you're sitting and watching a game, and then it starts raining onto your head. 1, 2, 3. Oh, darling, I think it will rain. I think we have to move. 6, 7. Oh yeah, let's get prepared to move. 8, 9, 10. And then it's still, oh yeah, okay, let's prepare to move. And then you start preparing, you start moving, and then 2,000, 22,000, 222,000. That's exponential growth. And one example that we all know, right? So slow, exponential. That's the difference. Let's look at retail. Retail is us, the small budgets, the people who put in. We are not institutions and we are not the big movers, but just the normal people putting in their money because everything else is not bringing yield. So, of course, we move to crypto. Retail share of volume on Coinbase declines. And institution is still the biggest one. And another thing that I wanted to share with you is that the Bank of America has entered the game. Where is it? Bank of America, impressed by Avalanche scaling capabilities. So Bank of America, this is the moment where, you know, the bridge between the legacy world and the crypto world starts really to be built. They have highlighted that the TVL is so high since August and that DeFi is crushing it, that inside of DeFi the role of Avalanche is strong. And they mentioned also the Deloitte partnership. Deloitte is one of the biggest 4 accounting firms worldwide, and they have now a cooperation with Avalanche. So Bank of America, Deloitte, the legacy world bridging the crypto world. This is where the magic starts to happen, because as long as it's a nerd game in a nerd universe, nothing will happen. But when the two worlds, the big real world and the our small crypto nerd world, when we start building the bridges, this is where the magic will happen, because then the two worlds come together. This is where we get movements. Yeah, that's another moment that I wanted to share with you. Now, some of you said, Simon, I'm out of money. I don't have any dry powder anymore. I have nothing to invest anymore. So for you guys, because you know you need 3 systems, the revenue system, the saving system, and the investment system. And so if you're out of dry powder, let's go to your revenue system, all right? I have something for you. There's the Growth Festival coming up, and the Growth Festival is really all about how you can improve sales, how can you build the revenue streams that you really need. So there will be 9 masterclasses and a book. The 9 masterclasses, and it's in 36 days, and right now it's a screaming bargain at $29 to get 9 masterclasses. The 9 masterclasses are about the 9 hard things to solve. These are how to market, how to sell, how to onboard a client, how to deliver a wow experience for a client, how to do a customer journey, how to create landing pages that convert, all these good things, how to hire, how to fire, how to create a good culture. And there will be the 9 experts talking about the hardest thing, how to sell, how to lead, how to adapt, etc., how to see around corners. And on top of that, you will have one book, which is my first book. And it's pretty cool. John Lee Dumas says it's the blueprint that will ensure your company becomes on fire. And he knows what he's talking about. And then Nir Eyal, the author of Hooked and Indistractable, some of the coolest books I've ever read. He says, growing your business, but also enjoying your life. This is what the strategy sprints method offers. And the book is really about the whole strategy sprints method that in the last 18 years has doubled revenue, quadrupled revenue in just 3 months for hundreds of companies, and you will see the hundreds of companies on that side. So Growth Festival, that's strategysprints.com/growth-festival. If you need to increase your revenues, do it, because with these revenues you can invest more into the things that are coming up here. Back to DeFi. There is another super interesting moment about Avalanche that makes me bullish. And if you remember, we went here, even last year Avalanche was on our top 10. We went into Avalanche quite early. And we were happy with Avalanche at that time. But then also we were quite frustrated because it didn't continue that way. And so there was a month where I told you I'm reviewing if Avalanche will qualify for the next top 10 round, the 2022 top 10 round. I'm not sure. They need to show me. So Avalanche and Phantom were on our watch list and said, let's see if these guys qualify for the next round, being in our top 10. And I was almost selling. Well, look, it's funny. Everybody is red right now. This is right now, December 17. Everybody's red and they're green in the midst of us talking about Avalanche. That might be the news, but they're just the strongest rebounder. These guys are resilient. But I want to go back when I was almost selling them, and I was telling you that I'm watching if to sell. And at that time, and I still am, I am I don't remember how they call them, but one of the committed people who has staked. So I've committed to keep it in there for 12 months. So that was September when I committed, and I have committed until September 2022. So I cannot move it. I cannot touch it. And I told you that it was a mistake from my side, because as a strategy advisor, you always want decisions to increase your range of action, your range of possible options. You never want decisions to decrease the amount of possible options that you have. You always want your action radius to go wide, to have more options. And so it was technically a mistake that I have committed for 12 months. But I wanted to support the project, and I wanted to, help increase their TVL, because if nobody does that, the project cannot work. So contribution to the project. On the other side, I would have sold them, and it's good that I didn't, because look, they are rebounding, they're showing strength, the legacy world is seeing them, legacy world is desperately trying for entry points. They need to have strong horses because they have all their money in bonds. Bonds and gold, gold minus 6.5%, silver, bonds, nothing is working, and people are desperately searching for yield. The SEC has not regulated equities yet, has not regulated cryptos as equities yet, so it's hard for institutions to really come in with both feet into the crypto world. So they are just desperately looking for something that is investable. And Avalanche seems to be one of those things that they are looking at. It's a layer 1, it's decentral enough, it's secure enough, it's validated enough. And many reasons to be bullish. There is also a lot of stuff happening on Trader Joe, which makes me bullish, because that's where the metaverse comes in. Let's go to Trader Joe. A project quite interesting in itself. So a decentralized app that does everything. It does lending, it does farming, it does pooling. Why is it so hard to find Trader Joe for me right now? Maybe I write it together. or maybe I write Trader Joe Crypto. I don't know. Let's find Trader Joe somewhere else. Here we go. Trader Joe DEX. Trader Joe solves some really good, really hard problems. How to lend, how to pool my money, how to farm, how to trade. And it's a decentralized application that solves all of that. And look what's going on. Top gainers, Avax right here. So space that I'm watching closely because it's a metaverse play. And it's a platform for metaverse. So Trader Joe, I will do a whole video on that. And there's lots of stuff going on here, but I'm running late. It's 15 minutes already. This is my video about Avalanche and the current state of things. If you want to consider it for your top 10, now you have a little bit more of information. Keep rolling, everybody.